This is the weapon that we're going to use to get these plastic covers on these nasty ass windows. Big problem, guys, all right? I have a quarter glass situation on this Mustang that I gotta do the best I can with. As of right now, you can buy replacement glass for these cars. However, they don't say a little Mustang word on them, on the quarter glass specifically. So to me, I really want to see it, only because it just authenticates the car, you know. And it's just like a little pet peeve of mine. So I was trying to restore these windows, and like I said, initially this car had like 6 paint jobs on it, and I will show you what a crackhead does when they paint a car, okay? Because they painted the quarter glass rubber not once, not twice, but 3 times. And let me show you what's going on. All right, guys, here's the situation. I started grinding down the rubber portion of the trim on these quarter glasses. It's absolutely terrible. I did start body working them and think I was going to just like restore them and save them, but they're really bad. I mean, there's people that'll actually restore these, and I wouldn't even do that to them. I'd be embarrassed to send these to them. So the red, some body shop or some painter guy, this car was initially black. They primed these things. They painted them the strawberry color that Ford had back in the day. Then I guess once they were tired of that paint job, they repainted them black again. And it ruined, totally ruined the rubber here. I mean, there's pieces missing. They're warped. The chemicals from the paint, in addition to the sun and the age and everything, I mean, everything's just super warped. So, I mean, I actually started grinding them down just to get them flat. All right, we're going to do the best we can with these things. There is some delamination going on this glass. However, it's cool. I'm cool with that. Let me show you the other side. I bought these covers, okay? They're plastic ABS. They're really, really rough, all right? So getting these things to fit on is just as tough as restoring the windows. And it is what it is. If you look, remember we always talk body work. We look on an angle. There's a lot of imperfections in them. I got to do some work to get these things nice and flat. All right. So the issue becomes, you know, what's the best way to get these on without ruining the paint job? Because you only get one shot to mess this up. All right. Because the glue that I'm going to use is called Panel Bond. And I mean, it's super, super strong stuff. So I have a new molding here. This drip rail molding. This is a brand new. It's restoration parts. This isn't perfect either. If we look on an angle, you can see a little bit of ripply stuff and some imperfections, but that's fine. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I mean, nothing's ever perfect. So I had to do a little work on the plastic to get it all to fit up right here, and just get my. You can see you got to put a little pressure on there because these things aren't exact. I don't know what's warped. I mean. These could be warped, the window's warped, the car's warped, who knows. But I'm just doing the best I can to get some preliminary fitment going on, a little bit of grinding on the actual covers themselves, and then some grinding on the rubber of the trim itself. So this is what it kind of looks like. So I'm just doing back and forth tape. I got it taped on. I'm just on and off a bunch of times. So once they're done, obviously I'll scuff these and paint them flat black because they got to be flat black. But take a look. Ugh. I mean, it's just terrible, guys. Absolutely terrible. It was really warped bad right here. This is gonna have to do some sealer. I mean, there's pieces missing. This whole edge is supposed to cover up, and I have the window up as high as it'll possibly go too, because there's little slots where they bolt on. So I mean, you can see. I mean, it's just chunks of it missing, real bad over here, just absolutely terrible. There's a little Mustang I was telling you about. Somebody whoever painted this car attacked the window here a little bit with the DA. They're scratched. So I'll have to do the best I can to try to get that out as much as possible. It's really tough to polish glass. So even if I get it a little bit better, it'll be fine. All right. So yeah, that's where we're in, guys. This is ridiculous. Okay. This is absolutely ridiculous that they painted this. But just par for the course, the whole car, I ran into situations like this the whole time during this build. So let's see what we can do. All right, so these covers, I bought them. They're readily available. I think I got them from Rock Auto or something like that. I mean, everybody kind of sells them, and it's just a cheap plastic ABS cover that, I mean, I guess you could 3M tape them on, or you can glue them on. But just like everything else, I mean, you can't take these out of the box and expect them to work, because they're not. I mean, they're not even close the way they fit. So you got to do a little grinding. You know, places like this, you got to grind, you got to flatten them out. And like I said, what we'll do is see how they're not perfect. So we'll sand them down and just do the best we can with them. So the issue being this: a lot of times when you're doing restoration, custom work, you run into problems where other people have caused issues for you to correct. Even if it's a stock vehicle, sometimes when you're doing something trick or something custom or anything along those lines, or unique, there's really not a rule book to follow. There's basic practices that you want to imply, but there's no set way of saying, okay, step 1 is to do this, step 2 is to do this, step 3 is to do that. You got to freestyle it a little bit, and you know, that's been the story of my life. So what do we do here? Do we try to glue them on while the windows are on the car? Because there's a gasket material, butyl tape, that goes on, so it's going to pull the windows out a little bit compared to where they sit now. Or do we take them off the car and try to bond them on there and then just wing it and put them on? So I don't know. We're gonna learn. We're gonna go through this together, because it's not a good situation. Those things are very complicated. The shape of it. It's a triangle. Nothing kind of seems to be lining up perfectly, so it's a lot of little tedious work as far as fitment goes, grinding this, grinding that, and then the final moment when we go to bond them on. You know, the insides of these things are pretty rough. Yeah, especially stuff like this. This is going to affect how it fits. You know, when you see stuff like that, all this should be fine, but especially on those edges there like that, you have areas like this where it's protruding out. It's going to prevent it from laying flat. Just all around, all little. See, I was working this over here like this, and you know, it's just basically some file work. I'm trying to go slow and not use like the grinder, because I mean, it's really thin ABS plastic. The grinder will just smoke right through it, so I don't want to ruin them. Then I got to order another set. So you're going to keep playing around with this, knock down all these little edges and stuff, and just, like I said, guys, back and forth, back and forth. Get them fit up as best as possible, so when we go to stick them on there, they just look some kind of decent. We have it all prepped. It's an 80 grit longboard paper. Just got in there and scratched it up real good to prep the surface so it can take on the panel bond. Then I went around with 220, scuffed all the edges, and got rid of all that flashing from when they actually molded these things. See, I got the corners real nice. Okay, got this corner real nice. Okay. All right, let's see how it looks. It's terrible, but it's not horrible. Your prayers have not been answered if you're in the Fox body world with this product. You know, this is I mean, they fit. But for the money, they were only a couple bucks, these things. Compared to, if you gotta buy new windows are like around 400 bucks. These were like 40 bucks. Between that, the glue, a little bit of work, you know, get them fixed up for like, you know, way cheaper. But I mean, the biggest thing is I wanted to keep the Mustang, so the Mustang word. But maybe I shouldn't have. I mean, maybe I should have just got new ones. I don't know. We'll see. We might end up getting them. If I can live with these at the end, I'll be like, all right, we'll leave them on the car. But if I can't live with them, I'll put them for sale. Somebody might want them. All right, problems. Problems. I took the window on and off a few times and couldn't figure out why this thing wasn't just sitting right. So I've clamped it in some like key places. This is obviously the most important place that I wanted to see line up on the car. And as we go down, you could see how they actually copied this shape and made a mold. Okay, where this lips over. Now we go all the way down. We got this fitting decent back here. I had to trim a lot of that factory off, the factory rubber. There's pieces missing, obviously, but see, it actually lines up decent. And then, oh boy, all of a sudden we get to here. Look at this. All right, warped. So anything I do, if I try to push on this, see how it bows? All right, so I mean, I've taken it on and off several times, and I keep getting the same result in this one spot on this side. So now we gotta break the heat gun out. Just trying to relax this one area down because it's just, whatever I do, it just keeps standing up on me. Just trying to pull away every time I get everywhere good. This one area wants to poke up. So I'm just trying to relax it a little bit with the heat. Seems to be working. When I took these things out of the box, they said professional installation required. No shit. They were not kidding. I mean, I don't know what kind of professional you would take this to, you know? Because there's no magic wand you're going to wave at these things to just have them jump on there and fit perfect. So, guys going through this, if you're going to buy these things, you know, they're gonna look as good as you make them look. So I'm just giving it my best shot here, and we'll see what happens. There is not enough beeps in my library of sound effects to delete all the cursing that I've been doing. See, it'll go up like that. You know, I've taken it apart 4 or 5 times, and one of the issues I ran into was the fact that there was so much paint in the corners of the glass. I had to actually dig it out with a razor blade on all the corners to get this thing to lay down and just fiddle with it. I mean, heat gun situation, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You know, but here you go. It's nice and looking nice and straight. At least this is decent. So, well, we're going to see what we can do with that. This is about as good as it's going to get. Without, like, throwing it in the garbage. That'll fix it really good, but we're going to try to at least salvage some of this. This type of panel bond is a non-structural panel bond. Okay? But they do offer structural. So, like, if you're gluing frame rails together on a newer car, like aluminum frame rails together, you know, that we use in a situation like that. But this is like, for this application, this is what you're going to want to use, something like this. You can basically fix anything with this. This is some pretty serious stuff here. Okay? Tube slides in the applicator, just like that. Lock it in place. Put your tip on, right? And then you're ready to glue it on. Okay? So this is the weapon that we're going to use to get these plastic covers on these nasty ass windows. All right, let's see what happens. I'm going to put the panel bond on the window first. Oh, and I've wiped it down with wax and grease remover already, just like everything else, because we want this stuff to stick. So just give them a little squeeze. Wait for it to come out. It's already mixed now, so you got about 4 hours to work with this stuff, so this isn't a rush. You can get all kinds of different time, drying time. But for this, every time I get like a 5-minute glue, it always kicks on me and then I end up screwing up. So I got a little bit slower glue this time. You just go around, make like a little, like an S pattern or zigzag, whatever you want to call it. See how nice? Nice and even. This way when you put it down, you know, it can compress evenly all the way around. Okay? Real simple. So here goes nothing. All right, that's it. So now we got to let it lock up, okay? Panel bond is on. This is taped down. I used like every clamp I have, like just laying around. So I've clamped it in some areas where it was giving me problems and places where I definitely wanted it to bite nice and hard. One thing that I will give you a tip on, if you're ever using panel bond to glue something down like this or anything else, one of the things that's very important is to not pinch your work too hard. Because say for instance, if I squeeze real hard down on this, it's going to leave it like that. I mean, it's going to lock it in that position. So I'm kind of just nice and gently got everything clamped down, not too hard. And then I tape my edges to make sure that the edge is consistent, which it's not that great, but it's all right. You know, like that looks like crap, but whatever. It's just, it is what it is with these things. So, yeah, not too bad. We're going to let this dry, and we'll check out what the end result is when we get back. Interesting. I have to say, I'm like surprised. Came out pretty decent. I mean, the edges look consistent. They're just, this is it's a little high right here, but I mean, geez. Yeah, guys, I'm very surprised. I was not expecting this. Let's see how it looks on the car. Here, take a look. You guys let me know. There's only one bolt in it, so don't worry about all this stuff. I'm gonna sand these down. But I mean, once they're bolted in, this will all tighten up nice. I'm gonna throw the heat gun on this and get this in a little bit. See? That can go in a little bit. the bolt won't pull that in. Easy fix. But on the bottom, along the side, I mean, shit. This will go in with the bolt. Wow, I gotta say, guys, I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. Once I paint these, I guess I'll have to paint these pretty decent now, right? You know, just do a decent job on them. But they came out absolutely pretty good for what they are. I'm impressed. Definitely impressed with this. I wasn't expecting the results. I mean, I really thought I was having my doubts, and halfway through, I figured I was going to be junking these things and ordering up a new set. So I'm going to get the other one knocked out off camera. And I'm definitely not going to take you through the painting process of these things. If you want to see about the painting, check out the last video, which is the painting process I did on the body of the car. It's too soon for you guys for any of that, and I'm not going to put you to sleep with that. So, but I will mention this. The paint that I'm going to use on those trim panels is this product right here. It's another Advantage product, okay? It's black, satin black. It's a single stage urethane. Very, very, very nice paint. Very impressed with this paint. It's just the right black, if you know what I'm saying. All right, guys, that's going to be a wrap for this video. One thing to get out of it, I guess, would be take your time, have some patience, nice and easy. Okay, use the right products, and you're going to get a really good result, something like this, okay? I'm surprised myself, believe me. If you haven't subscribed already, please smash that subscribe button, all right? It's going to help motivate me, continue making these videos for you. If you've already subscribed, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. And hang out, because I got a lot of things coming for 2021 on the channel, and I'm hoping to get this car running, hopefully, by the summertime. I'm trying not to put too much of a time frame on things, but I think by the summertime we should be able to go out and have some fun with it. And that's going to be a wrap, guys, all right? So thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.